Hello friends, welcome back to another episode of Gloomhaven, the Guildmaster Campaign. So I've put a little bit of thought into how I'm going to proceed in the future episodes and this episode, and I think now I'm still open to changing up the dynamic and bringing in new and old um, characters into the band, but I'd really like to proceed on the story quests. I think I have been doing this a little bit more recently, but I really want to focus on them a bit more until we get some of them in a kind of retired state. Now, there's basically how that's going to work is we will um, chase down their story quests, and there's going to be some sort of a way for them to feel like they can take some time off, and that's kind of my thought here. In the actual game, there's a way that like they have a personal quest that they're going to follow, and when they reach it, they retire and they're gone. And you can bring back another of the same, like for instance with the Scoundrel, and they're always random, so that they don't always have to be the same. But the Scoundrel, for instance, will retire because they did something, killed a number of enemies or whatever, and once she's fulfilled it, she will retire and go away. Basically, we can bring in the Scoundrel again, but it would be from a brand new start. It would be a different Scoundrel, a different person, a different name, anything that you want it to be, and you start from ground again. Um, so instead of changing up the dynamic for today, I'm just going to go down the the story quests to gain some perk points for the Scoundrel. But first, you can see we already have a perk point here waiting for us. Um, and I think this one is pretty straightforward. Let's go for this one just to intensify. We can remove that -2 and add a +0, and the next one, we can remove a -1 and then bring in a +1, and then we can just drop off a whole bunch of zeros to start doing some of the modifiers here at the bottom. We also have a couple of these. Replace 1 +0 with a +2. So as you can see, we will at some point we'll have just 1 0, some +1s, some +2s, and then a bunch of rolling modifiers on top of that. And that's really when she becomes more fun later on. I really like to make her more consistent by removing some of these minuses, because she begins to hit harder and harder as well, I guess most characters will hit harder and harder anyway, but the Scoundrel really hits harder and harder later on at higher levels. Alright. Before taking on her quest, I wanted to come back over to the mercenaries. I said that I wanted to bring in the Crescent character. I'm gonna leave this off for now, unless you really want me to bring it in. I'll bring in the Moon character, but I'd like to have one of these kind of retire before bringing in some of these newer characters. So if you want me to do it, I'll do it, but I'd have to have more than just one person. So please, if you are interested, leave a comment in the comment section. If we can get enough votes, then sure, I'll bring it in. Okay, was there anything else? I think here we wanted to get the jagged sword for the Sunkeeper. That's why we did the that quest last time, going in a direction that I wasn't really planning on going, but I wanted to get her an item. And we have boots of speed and winged shoes. I don't really think I want either of those for her. Empowering talisman could be interesting. It's a little expensive, but the remote spider, to be able to use that twice, I could see that being pretty helpful. There's also the iron helmet. I mean, we need one at least for one of them. Let's take this and we'll put it on the Sunkeeper. So this is going to make any ×2 attack modifiers, change them into a +0 instead. It's a pretty cheap item. It only costs 10 gold. But when it does happen, and particularly for the frontliners, I mean, it's very useful. I've definitely won scenarios because of this iron helmet, where they were going to kill a tank, but instead it changed to a +0. I mean, it kept them alive a little bit longer. So yeah, I've definitely won the scenarios because of that item. So it'll be helpful. Okay, well, let's jump into this. Payday. Scoundrel has been slicing a few throats here and there for towering Enox, who insisted on staying anonymous. It's time to meet up and get paid. Alright. I don't think I'm going to change anything up. Let's just jump into the scenario. Well, of course, after this, the cart lies seemingly abandoned by the side of the road. Whoever owns it is nowhere to be seen. The back of the cart is mostly loaded with junk, but there's a barrel loaded with food, and you are feeling rather hungry. So remember, we did this one in the last episode. Let's try it again. Food in the barrel is far superior to the supplies you brought with you. Soft loaves of seeded bread, strips of dry cured meat, fresh fruits and vegetables, a true feast. You fashion a hearty meal from the barrel's contents and eat your fill. Feeling invigorated, you continue down the road. Okay, so we're strengthened. Again, that was the last scenario, I believe. You head to the meeting point deep in the forest, intrigued as to what the Enox actually looks like. So far, you've always dealt with the middlemen, but you've got the feeling he's gathering a small army, and your job was helping remove the competition. You arrive in the clearing and sit tight, waiting for him to arrive. I am assuming that he's not going to be arriving and that his small army is to attack us. Well, okay, they have Bandit Guard Elite, which will make the Pierce useful. Yeah, we'll keep trample. I was thinking balanced measure, but yeah, we'll keep trample. So we'll go with that. All right, I did that in under 10 minutes. Pretty impressed with myself. The night is foggy and cold, and you have been waiting on that mossy stump for what seems to be hours. Your fingers and toes start to feel numb, but your ears do not. A twig cracks on your left, and out of the gloom come a small group of bandits. This was expected. Sorry, love. The boss has decided you know a bit too much of his grand plan, and well, we've been brought in to tie up a few loose ends. Mind you, he's paid us your wages. Luckily, our job is going to be nice and easy. Is it though? I mean, do you see the friends that she's brought along and you think this is going to be easy? Okay. Well, it looks like this is just one room and they're going to be spawning up here. I don't know if there's going to be a third spawning area, but it says here that we lose if the scoundrel dies, which and kill 12 bandit guard elite, bandit archer elite. We just have to kill 12 of these bandits. And we're going to start with the Spellweaver right in the front. No, not at all. Get her out of there. We're going to put the Brute up here. Actually, should we put the Brute there? Yeah, we'll put the Brute there. He has the most health. Let's keep the Scoundrel in the middle so that she can do her legendary start here of Smoke Bomb to pull them in, and then Sinister Opportunity. No, single out. Yeah. So we can pull one of them into this spot and then hit them hard. Alright, so I changed things up a little bit here. First we'll be going up with the Brute, who's going to be going really early to disarm, but hook and chain, move 4 and attack X, where X is the number if you moved in a straight line. And so 1, 2, 3, 4. So that'll be an attack 4, and then we can disarm him after the elite guard here. Then we have the Sunkeeper moving with just the normal move on a Brilliant Prayer, and then Holy Strike move to here and stun the other one. So both of them shouldn't be able to attack. That is, if I get to go earlier than them anyway. And then later, I didn't want to go too early with the Scoundrel because I didn't want them focusing on her. Later she'll do the Smoke Bomb and single out. I mean, do I really need to pull them back here now? Because I feel like she's going to be standing here and he's going to be standing over there. So by pulling one of them, it would have to be this one to pull to here. But I don't think I'll be pulling anymore. Let's still go with single out. But this time, let's go with special mixture instead. We can still poison, and we'll keep the Smoke Bomb to maybe pull one of the archers in toward us. We'll wait for that one. And then going at the latest, we have flashing the Spellweaver with Flashing Burst, making an attack, infusing light, and bringing in the Living Torch or the Burning Avatar to, well, I guess any of these spaces here. So that way we have, we'll be getting her summons in earlier this way, so that we can have the extra attacks up front instead of waiting too long and then they become useless later, or the less efficient later. So because they don't have to move very far, it's kind of a good thing. We can just let them move, and the summons, they don't really have to move too far to make any attacks. So, all right. So we have, and the archer elite back there is going to be attacking for 5. They will be able to reach us. And then later is the bandit guards. One will be stunned, so they won't be strengthened, and the other will be disarmed, so they won't attack. They'll still be able to strengthen, though. But the bandit, the archer back there is going to be attacking him for certain. Here we go, 1, 2, 3, 4, and an attack. We could use the poison. If we do poison him, though, I'm gonna pass on the poison because we already have. I forgot that he had this poison dagger. We already have the scoundrel running up and using the special mixture to poison him. So we'll just pass on that. Oh, we are strengthened. I forgot about that. Okay, now we disarm. There we go. We missed that. I mean, it wouldn't have mattered there. They have all that, the shield there, so. Now we can move up with her to here. And, oh, we could even use the remote spider. We have a lot of poison. Yeah, well, let's use the jagged sword. We can get that back, and this will wound and stun him. Ah, that was bad. -1 in the null. We've already pulled the null twice, of course. Luckily we are strengthened, but it wouldn't have mattered much anyway. Yeah, 5. So we'll use that steel ring and one of the chainmail so we don't take any damage at all. The scoundrel will move up to here. Skip that movement. We'll poison. And then single out. We could even use the ancient drill now just to make sure that he dies, but I think we... Ooh. Should we? Because that would certainly kill him. Because we're strengthened, let's go for this instead. There. Only has 2 more damage, or 2 more health left. I think that's fine. Not even going to look at the stamina potion. Okay. Yeah, I think we'll be able to kill him right here. Yep. Go for this attack. Dead. Not bad. 1 down already. Bringing that burning avatar right behind our front line here. And end her turn. Okay. Now that's a pace I'd like to keep. Alright, so another archer spawned back here and a elite guard in this direction. So you can see in the next one we'll be getting an archer from over there and an archer on that side too. There's a little bit of money back there. So we really need to be getting and going over here quickly. I think we'll be fine here. I'm just gonna send the brute back there, I think. Maybe I'll send the scoundrel as well. We'll see. Alright, so first up is the brute. We're going really late, for the most part anyway. Yeah. We'll see how this works, but the things that I wanted to do are pretty late, so I think we'll just be taking the damage as it comes in and deal with it later. The brute going at 40 is going to move forward and then leaping cleave, so we're just going straight for these bandit archers back here. We really need to be dealing with them quickly if they're going to be attacking us for 5, right? So, and unfortunately they're all elite so far, so the kill 1 normal enemy kind of cards won't be useful As of yet, I'm kind of assuming that they're all going to be elites from now on in. So next is 65 with the Sunkeeper defensive stance. We have that the light infused, so we can consume it and have an advantage against this guard. And Daybreak to move and bless. Probably will pick up some loot and bless the Scoundrel. We want to be blessing the Scoundrel as much as possible in this scenario. I want to see her get the revenge that she deserves. Then reviving Spellweaver with reviving Ether, jump, move 4, and then fire orbs dealing 3 damage, range 3, targeting 3. So she'll be able to get into somewhere over here, I think right there, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then she'll be able to attack all 3 of these, depending on if, I guess if he goes to, we'll go a little later. So we don't want them to move away from him to make an attack, because then they'd be out of range, out of her range. And then very late at 93, the Scoundrel with Sinister Opportunity and Swift Bow. It could go either way. I don't know which one I'm going to do, the top or the bottom action, so we'll see what kind of trouble we can get her into. Alright, so the Bandit guards unfortunately are going to be retaliating and gaining another shield. That's kind of a pain. And there it is again. I mean, an attack 5 again, so they are going to be going before her, before the Brute, so they won't be moving away. That's a good thing. But man, that is a bit painful, all of that shield there. Yeah, see, there's that ×2. We're just gonna burn a card for that. That would have been nice if that ×2 landed on her, right? So we're gonna burn this one. I'm not taking that much damage this early on. We can block most of this, so that's good. Now let's get right in their faces. And Leaping Cleave. I will poison one of them. I might as well just, doesn't really matter which one. Poison this one. Both +1s, that's good. So 4 damage on both of them, and one of them is poisoned. Okay. So unfortunately, we're just gonna have to take the 2 retaliation. Yeah, I don't see anything around that. We do have to hit. We have the light infused. I don't want to waste this opportunity. Oh, ×2, there we go. So it only has 1 more damage left, so this one's effectively dead because of the wound on him. Let's move over to here. Skip that movement and then bless our friend here, the Scoundrel. Oh wow, that actually killed it. I did not see that coming. Okay. Can we do it from here? I think so. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, we could. Well, I kind of wanted to pick up the gold. Let's stay back here. I don't want to put her into a bad position. You know what? I mean, if they're going to be dealing that kind of damage, let's go for it. And let's use the Eagle Eye Goggles for some advantage there. Okay, well, 1 down. Don't have to deal with that one anymore either, so. Do we want to take any of her cards back? We could bring back Flashing Burst, and Sure, let's do it. Those are both pretty useful cards. Don't need to go invisible. Well, I think this one's pretty straightforward. Let's just stand right here. 1, 2, 3. We'll pick up some money. And we can make the... Oh, yeah, the other part, the action there. We can make this attack here. Okay, so only one more damage left, or one more health left. We can definitely deal with that. Now there is going to be another one that opens up back, or that spawns in back there. Let's... Oh, I wanted to use that potion. Oh well. Alright, so, yep, there's another elite archer. There's one... No, they're bringing in another archer and a guard over here. So now we have to deal with these and then run in this direction as well. Right. So first up, we have the Scoundrel at 6 with backstab for the move 6 to get into a good position, and then throwing knives for attack 2, range 3, target 2. Don't know exactly where I want to put her yet. However, I want to see where this guard elite ends up, because I'd like to maybe stand somewhere like that here to start to kill this one and then potentially start dealing some damage over there. Or I could stand over here and just start dealing damage to these two. I know that kind of puts her in range for an attack from this archer, at least. But she does have the leather armor, so she can't have that ×2 used against her. Of course, unless it was less than the other option. But I don't think an archer is going to have a better option than a ×2. Next at 15 is the Brute. With shielding himself and then unstoppable charge, we can deal a lot of damage against this archer here, I hope. Then we have the Sunkeeper at 57. I'm just going to move into a better position and heal up a little bit. This will also infuse light. I'm hoping that they will be going and targeting the Scoundrel first, and then I can get pretty close with the Sunkeeper after and heal up so that she can get ready for some major attacks the next round. And then 67, the Spellweaver. I do have ice, one of those +2 and infuse ice modifiers came up. So since I have fire and ice, I might as well use cold fire. I'll see where it's best used. And then chromatic explosion. This is probably going to be wind or air, because we have skewer that I haven't used yet, and we might be able to find a situation like this in the next round. So let's see how that works. Okay, so they're not attacking for too much. That's good. They are creating some traps, which is going to help us more than it's going to help them. And then the Bandit guard is going to move 3 and attack 4. Let's see where that puts him. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So as long as she's not standing anywhere over here. 1, 2, 3. 3. So if she's standing here, she'll be fine. The Bandit, sorry, the Scoundrel. So let's do that. Let's come back here. We'll pick up the money. And we'll use this to just attack these two instead. And that's fine. I'm certainly okay with this attack here. Good. We've taken one of them out anyway. Now, do I want to take one card back for her? I say yes. We have 2 early and 1 late, so we might want to take... Let's take single out. We have a late option as well. Another late option. Then we'll block one of those. Yeah, so a -2, that's not bad, it's just 1 damage. Alright, so we don't need this shield anymore, so we can just use this to step up to here. And then unstoppable charge. No, of course it is. Man, I have the worst luck with that. Let's see. Well, yeah, we can use this to heal up. Man. So the Sunkeeper's turn. I don't want to go too far over here because then everything over here will be focusing on her. So let's stay kind of... Let's stay over here. I guess that doesn't change much, does it? Alright. And that... Good work. 1 damage is good. And now... Let's move up into this space. First, let's see if maybe I don't even have to move at all. I don't. I think I'd rather be... I can find ways of killing this archer very quickly, but it's going to take a bit more time to kill this one. So we can stun him, and we also have the... at least attack 1. We'll see how that... It's not too helpful, right? But okay. So we dealt 2 damage. That's good. And he's stunned for the next round, which is even better. Let's move here. Kind of bunching up a little bit. But we'll bring in air. We already have light. So, yeah, see right there, that trap is already going to help us quite a bit because he's going to have to move through it to get to us. He can't move here, he can't move this way, so he has to go through the trap. We do have 2 archers on that side. Yeah, well, let's see how we can do this. And up first is the Brute. Yeah, this is another one of those times where... So basically, even when I'm doing this off camera or on camera, I'm not really looking at... I try sometimes to say, okay, well, she's going with these 2 cards. How can I help with these 2 cards? I do that kind of earlier in the round, but earlier in the scenarios. But later on, I'm kind of just choosing 2 cards that I think is going to work for them in their situation. From time to time, I can say, okay, yeah, like the Spellweaver can bring in wind, and then the Brute can use it in the same round. Sometimes I do that, but I try not to be like too efficient. But I kind of want to just choose 2 cards and move forward. That probably doesn't help because I'm doing the higher difficulty. It's just 1 step of difficulty, as it's the suggestion if you're playing it by yourself, the board game that is. But I'm not too efficient that makes that the difficulty is too difficult, but it's not. It doesn't make it easier, I guess. Is I don't know how to explain it, but it's like I could be more efficient with my choices, but for the most part, I just like to look at the cards that they're given, the situation that they're in, and then go from there. Make the choices from that. So that's kind of how I play most board games or video games. Is just look at the situation I'm in and then make my choice off of that, instead of thinking 4 turns in advance. Now there are some times, of course, where I try to do that, where it's kind of fairly obvious. Yeah, this being efficient in this case would make sense. Then sure, I'll be efficient in that case, or I'll try a little harder. All right. Anyway, little tangent there, but we'll go 32 with the brute warding strength. I'm not sure here if I'm going with the top or the bottom. Right, no. Because we have air, we want to go with skewer on the top here. Warding strength, I'm not sure if I'm going to use this or just move. I was thinking to just move up. Then there's no reason to, do I want to keep this one or keep this one? Now we'll try and go a little earlier. Maybe they go just after 32, but 35, so I'll stick with that. Sunkeeper at 39 with Glorious Bolt. She'll be doing 2 attacks this round. This will be fun. We have a range attack at the bottom, which will muddle. So we'll see who that's going to be useful for. And then the Hammer Blow, where it's going to be an attack 4 +1 and advantage against this stunned guard there. Then at 90, I just decided to go with both of her later cards. 90, this one's mostly to move up and then single out to hit. I want to put her, this is one of those situations where I'm thinking of the next round or her next turn. So we'll single out this archer here in the middle and then use Flintlock just to move to here. You can see that I still have Smoke Bomb, and they've created that nice juicy trap for me. That'll be useful, where then I can use Smoke Bomb and then Flanking Strike. I'm not sure if anyone's going to be here to help me, but I will at least be able to make this an attack 4 because of the poison from the Smoke Bomb, and deal 3 damage from the trap that the archer laid out for me. Okay, so the bandit guards aren't going to be, or I guess there's only one. So this guard's not going to be moving now, which is too bad. And he's going to gain a shield, so I'll probably just leave him alone. The bandit archers are going to move a little bit and then attack 3 at range 5. This one, 1, 2, 3, I guess she could actually move to here to attack one of these 2. And maybe she would, I'm not entirely sure actually. But I'd like to kill, oh nope, they're all going before us. Yeah, see that, even that 32 wasn't enough. Let's see what they do. I won't analyze it too much. Okay, so it's not moving. I thought because it had a move 3. Yikes. I thought because it had a move 3 that it would go 1, 2, 3 and then attack at advantage. Or not advantage, but have like a normal attack. I would probably, in the board game, I would probably do that because it has move 3, you know. So if it has the opportunity to get to a location that can make a normal attack, it will. That's the way that I think about think about it in the board game. I could be wrong, but that's the way I would have played it, is moved her to a distance where she could have a normal attack. She's going to take damage, but that's like part of it. That's the whole part of putting traps in particular places so that they have to move into those traps. So yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about that, but it is what it is at this time. So I can't make an attack against him or against him. So I think what I'm going to do here is get into a position where I can make an attack against them. This would be a good place. Or I can just straight up go for this, you know? But I think I have enough firepower here that that one will be fine. Left alone here. Another thing that I could do is use my boots to get a little bit closer. Yeah, if I had that, this hex here, an additional hex, and stood here, then I could hit here, reach through the stump, and continue on to that, this space here. That would be lovely. So I would like to get this hex, and maybe I could have done that before. I did have some money left over, but I don't know how much that's going to be. Actually, I think it's going to be 175 now that I realize there's already one. All right, enough talking here. All right. Let's just go here. We'll remove one of those and increase it. All right, a 0. That's fine. At least we've connected this time. I guess that's what matters, right? So let's make this attack again. I'm hoping to kill it. Yep. Then we can make this attack and muddle, if anything, couple damage and muddle it for the next round. That would be nice. Although it would be nice if I could kill it now instead. Unfortunately, the single out was too late. Yeah, so we're just gonna have to deal a 3 attack. And then let's move up into this position for next round. Oh, there we go. Oh, that was so close. Now can I was thinking of healing or bringing in, I kind of, oh, I don't even think I talked about her at all. I could heal. For instance, just use this to heal and then heal somebody else. I don't think anyone else needs to heal. Yeah, it's just her. This one is a heal 5. For her, it would be a heal 8 for the brute, because it's half of the maximum hit point. But I was thinking of using this and just to bring in another, because we're going to be kind of swamped back here again. But then I'm not allowed, I can't heal anybody. Well, here. Yeah, and then the next round I just have a move and an attack. You know what? Let's bring in the other one. I think it's worth it. I'm not going to heal anyone now, and that's it is what it is, right? But we'll skip the attack, and we won't go invisible. Let's just stay visible so that they might be attacking her instead. Eesh, right next to it. Okay. Alright, well we don't have a lot of cards in our hands, so let's just quickly go through these. The Brute. Let's see here. Come back to that. Yeah. This way we could have her attack, and then when she runs away she can attack again, and then all this will attack here. Or maybe kill this one too, so... yeah, we'll see how that works. I'd like to long rest. Let's do it. Let's long rest. He doesn't really need the health, but he is going to be taking some damage now. And then we can gain all of our items, or yeah, items back. So let's go with that. So the archers aren't going to be moving, which is helpful a little bit. But the range, obviously, they're going to be hitting people. And the bandits are going to be moving 3. So now he actually can move out to stand here. Okay. Well, now my question is, do I want to pull here? Is 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 3? Both of these are going to be attacking her, the Scoundrel, anyway. One, two, three. But the bandit here, 1, 2, 3. The bandit versus bandit. The guard here, 1, 2, 3, can attack the brute. If I mean, I could kill this one, but I think we'll have enough to kill it before. So let's pull this one to here. Not going to be able to get anything out of this. I could use the ancient drill, but I'm gonna skip that. Oh, well, there we go. Perfect. We got pulled our bless from the Sunkeeper. Killed it outright. Alright, Sunkeeper's turn. I think, yeah, let's just shield her up, because she's going to be taking the hits from these two, at least. This one too, I think, actually. It might be all 3 of them. We'll see where things land. So let's have this. We've shielded up with just 1. It's probably not going to be enough, but one adjacent attack, or one adjacent ally may perform attack 4. So let's have you attack here. Ooh, and we can even stun too. That sounds like a great idea. Now we don't have to worry about that incoming attack. Yeah, -2. ×2, that's lovely. I was kind of hoping one of them to be attacking here to kill this one, but oh well. Actually, I can make that attack. Let's do it. There. Now we don't have to worry about that incoming attack. This was the only one that's going to attack now. 1, 2, 3. Actually, he's going to be able to move here now and attack her instead. Let's put her in a really central position. I think this is going to be helpful. No, don't worry about that. Good, only 2 incoming damage. One, two, three, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's why he attacked here, because he was closer. Okay. Okay. Closer as the crow flies. Huh. Okay. Anyway. Yeah, heal. He didn't take any damage, of course. And which card do we want to drop? I guess Fatal Advance. We won't be seeing any normals, I don't think. Any normies. But the move 4 isn't very useful either, so we'll burn that. That's a good one to get rid of. Yikes. Okay, so we only have 5 left. We have a lot of people that need resting. One of these is probably going to die, and I'm okay with that, because we can just bring them back in. Let's see here. I think I'm okay with a short rest on her. Let's do that. I don't think I need a long rest. Let's just take the short rest. Yeah, we lost that card. That's fine. Alright. And ooh, I'd really like a long rest on her, but she's not in a good position. Not at all. Could just sacrifice her. No, we need a short rest for her. Yeah, there's certainly worse out there. There is light infused, so we can use that. Yeah, so it's okay to bring her back. I would have rather. I wanted to get all of her items back, but it's just she's just not in a good position for that. Okay. So this is going to be a bit tricky. I'm hoping that this works out. Of course, because I've said that, we'll get nothing. But all right, I'm going to use this. Well, first up is the Spellweaver going at 26. I hope this is early enough, because if this is early enough, then everything works out very well. We're going to perform like a normal, the flashing burst, attack 3, range 3, infusing light. But we're first going to use the light to heal up our friend here, the Sunkeeper, to get her back up to full health. Right now she's at 3. We'd like to up at 10. That will do it. That'll heal her up completely. Next is 27. So this is why I need this to go. I need 26 to be the earliest, because 27 follows right away. We have Brilliant Prayer. This is just to make sure that she goes after the Spellweaver, because I guess it doesn't really matter now, does it? No, it doesn't. Whoops. So I'm gonna drop this and go with Cautious Advance, I think. Just to make sure that this goes earlier. I need this one to be the earliest. Protective Blessing. You and all adjacent enemies. I always forget about this. Well, I'm glad I just read that again, because she's way out here, and I can't leave her out there. Alright, well that's unfortunate. I was gonna have her go late. I think I'm still going to go with this. But instead of the long rest, let's take a short rest. Now let's redraw. I can't get rid of that card. It's too early. Right. So let's go. I guess let's go early anyway, right? Flanking strike to get out of that position, and I guess we'll continue with singled out. So if I can get her here, get the Scoundrel here, this will still work. And then Protective Blessing, where you and all adjacent enemies suffered no damage this round. She is almost entirely surrounded by her allies, with the exception of this Mystic ally out here, right? So if the Scoundrel comes here, we'd have four of our allies protected by the Protective Blessing. Right. And then at 32, Warding Strength, let's just get him ready, and then make an attack 5 against this guard here. The Warding Strength, I was thinking of using it as a push, but to push into this, it is 3 damage, but I mean, if it was 5, I'd probably go for it. Run over here and push him in instead, but I think I'm okay with this. Let's just hope that 23 is early. Nope. Oh man. Well, that means that they're going to be targeting her, I think. Huh. Well, we still want to get you out of there. Yeah, let's continue with the plan. There's still some attacks coming in. This attack isn't so bad. Man, I really wanted that to work. And let's go for this. We need some things happening for us. Alright. Yeah, I thought so. We'll get rid of Sinister Opportunity. Okay, well that works. This will still work out pretty well. Because we have 1, 2, 3, 4 incoming attacks of attack 4 at range 2. So it's still going to work. So let's just do it. It is a burned card, but it's going to protect 4 of our allies and herself. I don't need to do this anymore, so I can just make this attack. And yeah, I was hoping for a +1 or more, but we don't want to use that. Still getting -1s on these guys. Well, there we go, a +2 and bringing in some ice. That would be helpful if I hadn't already burned Cold Fire. I think this is kind of a strange build for her, because I have more of these kinds of cards than, like, I'm not creating a lot of the other elements that I'm supposed to be creating with her. So it is a bit of a weird build. I don't want to say that I'm taking the worst cards for her, because there is no good and bad card. In general, I think that all abilities are good. There's just going to be some abilities that are slightly better than others, I guess. But, no, I never want to say that this card is trash, this card is amazing. Because there's always going to be there's always going to be situations where every card is useful. I feel like I should try to kill this one. But dealing some extra damage against archers is always going to be a good idea. Now let's go for this one. If I can kill it, then great. Yeah, okay, good. There's one down. We don't have to go invisible. I guess we could go invisible for the next round, but yep, let's use that. There we go. 4 damage, that's good. With 2 shield there, that's really good. And let's get ready by pulling up warding strength. On the next 6 sources of damage from attacks targeting you, gain shield 1. That'll be helpful, keeping him up at the front line. Oh, 0. 0. Wait a minute. Was that really the best place for you? You started here, 1, 2. Yeah, I guess so, huh? Okay, so I mean, we saved some incoming damage. I think that was still worth it. We are starting to get a bit overwhelmed here. There's a lot of archers here that we need to be dealing with quick, very quick. So yeah, let's see how we can deal with that. I think I found it pretty quickly, actually. First, we're going to go with the Scoundrel with 6, because we need to save her. We need to keep her alive, and this is not a good position for her. So I knew that putting her here would be difficult, but because we had 2 cards that were below 10, it was going to be completely fine. So we can move away from here and then use Swiftbow to make some sort of a range attack. Then the Brute going at 10 with Disarm and Shield Bash for the shield, the extra shield. Now I could do something else. I just don't see many other things that would work out. I mean, we already have that other shield. We do have the heater shield and the chainmail as well. You know what? Let's not do that. Let's go with Trample and Provoking Roar. Is that right? I mean, I could go with Skewer to go through both of them. The problem is that I don't have any wind or air to make that too useful. So let's stay with Disarm. And I was thinking Trample to just kind of like 1, 2, 3, I could attack a bunch. I do have boots here, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then, you know, disarm somebody else. But then that's going to leave there. I think that'll be fine. We'll go with Trample and make that choice. Then the Sunkeeper at 32, empowering command. So we'll want somebody to make an attack 4. I guess with the Brute leaving, but we could still use the Spellweaver to do something like that. And then Hammer Blow for the attack here. I'm hoping to kill that one out at this time. So, and then last, and I think I've been skipping the Spellweaver from time to time. We just chose the last 2 cards. At 71, we'll be able to create something, and then or we could just use this and make a major attack back there, something like that. We'll see what happens with what we've got there. But we still have 1 more card here, so I can't burn either of them. I need to keep that in mind. I need to remember that. Because if I burn 1, then it's over. Okay. If I burn 1, it's over for her. So I can't burn Chromatic Explosion, for instance. I could just use Reviving Ether to bring these 3 cards back. I could drop both of them after they've made their attack and then bring 5 cards back. I'll think about that. Right. Do I want to make an attack before I run away? And I think I do. I think I do. Let's attack back here. No, I don't. Clear targets. I didn't actually see what they're doing. An attack 4. So she's probably going to be killing one of them. Oh, actually not. They'll be all attacking her, and that's good. So let's move away a little bit. Yep, that looks good. Skip the rest of that movement, and then let's attack here. There we go, that's good. That'll work. Okay. We want to disarm here. Right, or do I want to do some crazy jumping around back here and make sure that they attack me instead of anyone else? I could disarm here and then still jump around, and that way these 3 attack him and nothing attacks her instead. That's what I think I'll do that. Here we go. 1 damage in. And let's use this. I mean, I understand that it's like attack 2s here probably won't do much, but it will put him. I don't know now. I don't really think I want to burn it. I want to use trample. Let's just use this to move here, I think. That way this guy can't move to there. I guess it could move to here, though. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. One, 2, 3, 4. Actually, if I move over there... No. Yeah, let's go here. Let's go there. Okay, so warding strength is one of them, and then we can block 2 other. Warding strength. Ah, there it is. See that? Man, if you missed it, go back. So her helmet just appeared, changing her ×2 to a 0, and that absolutely just saved her or her life right there. So yeah, I don't think she's taking any more hits now, so jeez. Okay, well, let's make this attack here. We don't have to deal with him anymore. That gets us to 9. We only need 3 more. 3 more attacks. Nice. +2 on that. Nope. Oof. Hope this one is worth it. Okay, yeah, that's worth it. A stun. Really nice. Okay. So I could drop them, and I'm thinking no. So what I'm going to do is just... I'm going to move away, move back here. And I'm just going to punch this one back there, I think. Let's bring in wind, or air. Yeah. so that we can use Skewer with him next, with the Brute. And we're just gonna punch. We could kill this one outright, maybe. But I think I want to just start punching this one. We have to kill 3, alright? So this one's gonna be 1. But they're going to be attacking her anyway next round. So let's attack here. A +2 with ice again. That's awesome. That is awesome. We could go invisible and take a long rest, maybe. I don't think she needs the long rest. But let's do it anyway. I don't want her to be taking any more hits. Particularly from whatever's coming into here next round. Well, we can see that right here, right? Okay, so 1 dropped right there. It can't move here because there's a obstacle in his way. So it will go this direction. Ooh. Well, we're getting there. We only need 3 more. This one's pretty much dead. And we have to kind of survive on this front while controlling this front. So we are going to let's see. I say let's short rest and hope. Perfect. That's the one I wanted. We'll burn that one, and we'll go early. I know that I am invisible. I can just run away. I can just run away with this, and then reviving Ether to bring in all of my cards again. That's going to be my plan. I will get rid of these 2 and then just have to bring them back in. I'm fine with that. We can go a round or 2 without them, but they should be killing this one and then dealing some more damage somewhere else. Now for her, not really in a good position for Smoke Bomb, the bottom action of Smoke Bomb, but what she could do is Smoke Bomb and Flintlock would be a fun combination, because then that would be go invisible on your next attack while invisible, double the value of the attack and gain 2. Then Flintlock would be an attack 10 at range 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We could do something like that. That sounds like a good idea. We just need to make sure that we don't pull that. We have 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8 cards, so we have a 1 in 8 chance of pulling this. It's a 8-sided die right there. I don't like that chance, but we'll go for it. We could use Shield Bash. Oh no, we want to use Skewer. And let's use Shield Bash for the shield, the extra shield. I think he still has 2 more with Warding Strength. And all of his equipment is gone. But he could jump over to here, stand here, and make this attack. That could be good. Instead of using that shield. We'll have to make that choice as we see what happens. And we don't have any light. It would be nice to kind of heal up, so I might use this to heal. We'll use... Actually, let's use both... No, not that one. This one. Yeah. So we'll heal 5, and then heal 3. We could either heal 3 or 5. We'll see how things work out here. And there it is again, an attack 5. They're not moving though. The bandit guards, they're not going to be attacking, so that's good. That is a good thing. Okay, we want to keep her alive, so we will... Let's do it. We're going to burn 2 cards here. She has some extra cards. She can kill one of these outright right now, then like fantastic. We don't have to deal with an incoming attack. I don't think attacking them is going to be... No, I want to attack out here. So it's an attack of 10. Alright, let's see it work. Oof. I gotta say, my heart stopped for a second. That was fantastic. We've gained 2 XP here, 2 XP here. That was a great turn. Killing this outright in one turn and 1 attack is great. We only need to kill 2 more now. Brute's turn. We do get to go before, and because they're not attacking, I say let's move to here and then make this attack instead of taking the shield. I do have 2 more shield available, but I'd really like to be making some heavy attacks here. There we go. We've killed another one. We just need 1 more. And an attack 5 or 5 damage back there too. That is great. Huh, it looks like we pulled 2 of our... Oh no, the pierce was because of the air. That's right. Is that right? Yeah, we pulled a +1 and a +0. I didn't think I had those. Yeah, we didn't take the pierce modifiers. Okay. We're getting there. Just 1 more. Oh, and it's gonna be this one actually. So we'll be fine. We are done. Just have to survive the round now, I guess. Yep. There it goes. Yeah, you're not getting through that. Spellweaver. I mean, yeah, it's all done, so let's just take our cards back and then run away. It would be nice if you got some experience for that. I feel like it would be... It kind of fits. I mean, you're reviving Ether, you're gaining all your cards back, so you might as well get an experience out of that too. And we're still going to go with the healing. That's going to give us a whole bunch of some experience here. We'll heal him so that these incoming attacks don't kill him. We didn't end up using that. 6 damage. Oof. Weird. So here it shows that we only have 1 left, and here it says we have 4 left. Awesome. Victory is ours. It seems your would-be assassins weren't lying. They are carrying enough money to cover your original payment. That is kind. That is kind of them, obviously, but that is kind of irrelevant now. No one double-crosses you. Firstly, it's just plain rude, and secondly, it's bad for business. And no one messes with your business. That's funny. Kill 200 enemies of any kind, especially oozes. Yes. Very well put. Alright, well this went fairly well. There were a couple sticky situations, but I think for the most part when I got nervous, it was for my attacks and not for their incoming attacks. or from my choices, that is. But we made it through and everybody survived, so it's not bad. The Sunkeeper took 21 damage. That kills her twice. The Brute took 17. Yeah, I really would like to see blocked damage added to this. I think that would be really fun to see as a statistic. I know that it would be 0 most of the time, but look, I mean, chests looted, 0. So, I mean, if that's there, I'd like to see blocked damage. I think that would be really fun. Alright. Damage done, a tie between the Spellweaver and the Scoundrel at 45 each. Very well done. Most enemies killed, of course, the Spellweaver because of her help. And XP wasn't so much, but we are going to see a level up. We don't see anything else that unlocked there, so. Alright. Well, that was a great scenario. I do love those challenges. It's also nice to win. But it's nice to win with such a challenge. I know that wasn't necessarily the hardest scenario, but perk point for the Scoundrel and then 30 gold. That's nice. I've heard that South Shield has put a bounty on the head of the big ol' Enox who's been leading attacks on the village. He might be your guy. I'll mark it on your map. Alright. South Shield. Oh, we need to get it to level 3. Oh, right. That's right. Okay, so this is gonna take some time. I guess because of that, I go against what I said at the beginning. Let's certainly take on the story quests as they show up. So we'll probably end up doing these, but I won't be able to do them as fast as I can or as fast as I want to, because we have to go up with levels. I forgot about that part. So maybe next time we'll go with Vermling Village, but I was saying something. Yeah, it wasn't necessarily the hardest scenario. There are harder scenarios. I mean, we've already lost to one, and that one was certainly very difficult. But yeah, it's nice to have a scenario that's extremely challenging, and you still win. Those are pretty nice. All right, that's all done now. Sunkeeper has leveled up for the next scenario, and the Scoundrel has gained yet another perk point. And I'll do that for you guys that stuck around to the end. I think you deserve it. A -1 to a +1 or a 0 to a +2. How about this? For the people for anyone that has made it this far, again, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I'll leave this one up to you. Should I go for Dust, Focus, or Heighten? And if you really want me to go for any of the other ones, Obscure might be a good choice as well. Then let me know. These are my top 3 choices at the moment. So if you want to choose one of the 3 that I'd like to go with, then please do let me know. Otherwise, let me know another one, and I'll certainly consider that. But you gotta make your case, all right? I don't want you to say stab and then just say stab. No, I'd like to hear your reason why. So, great. Well, as always, thanks for stopping by, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.